In the previous video looking at a Telecaster pickguard replacement, I mentioned that I'd be showing you a piece of equipment that aligns with this Bad Cat Black Cat combo amplifier. Hello viewer, my name's Stu. If you haven't already, please do check out my guitar channel as it covers my journey back to playing and recording guitar after a 40-year break. Now I always like to take time to thank all those who subscribe, give the video a thumbs up if you like them, and who comment and get in touch privately. Always appreciated, and it helps the channel's algorithms. And it's just really nice hearing from others and what you're up to. For example, not long ago, I was sent a picture of a gentleman in his 80s who had been watching the channel and decided to go out, get himself a guitar, and is now enjoying getting back into playing. So a perfect example of, regardless of age or budgets, it can be really cathartic just to find some time to sit and play whatever instrument just for the joy of it. So love stories like that, do keep them coming in. So without further ado, number one, the cabinet and its specifications. Number two, how does it sound? And what difference does it make linking up two cabinets together? Number three, points of interest. Number four, my likes and dislikes. And number five, conclusion, final remarks. So number one, the doorbell rang. And as you can see, another large box that upset my poor back. I'm getting too old for this. And inside, a matching Bad Cat Black Cat speaker cabinet. And as you can see, it looks almost identical to the combo amplifier minus the amplifier control plate. And in regard to the Bad Cat logo on the cabinet, this doesn't actually light up like the combo does. Again, constructed of Baltic Birch, and it's finished in the black textured vinyl and features that really nice vintage look golden grill cloth. Weighing in at around 34 pounds, around about 15 kilograms. It's no lightweight, but it's certainly made easier to carry with the same style of carrying handle as supplied on the combination amplifier. Again, an open back design where you can see the custom made V30 8 ohm speaker made by Celestion. Up on the right hand corner you have the 1/4 inch jack socket, and just like the combo, it comes with a very nice padded protective cover. Just as a by the by, these covers are showing the older logo design as the cat's eyes have now been removed, as you can see on the amplifier and the extension cabinet. So pairing the two cabinets, it's very important to use the correct connections, and I'll give a simple illustration on this. Number one, if you want the combo amplifier and the extension cabinet to be operating at the same time, looking at the back of the amplifier, take the internal speaker lead jack out of the 8 ohm socket and put it into the 4 ohm socket. Take a suitable speaker lead with 1/4 inch jacks, plug into the back of the extension cabinet, and the other end plug that into the 2 × 8 ohm socket. Now, the loading will now be correct for the amplifier running both speakers. So number two, if you want the combo amplifier to be silent and only the extension cabinet to be operating, again, looking at the back of the amplifier, take the internal speaker lead jack out of the 8 ohm socket and place it to one side. Take a suitable speaker lead, again with 1/4 inch jacks, plug that into the back of the extension cabinet and the other end into the 8 ohm socket at the back of the amplifier. So for those interested in the Bad Cat Black Cat combo, do check out my previous review on that. So number two, what does this sound like? Well, I'm not really sure I can do justice to this using YouTube and the internet and so on, how this really sounds when you link these cabinets together. Because what I will say is, just playing through the combo amplifier with its 1x12 V30 custom speaker, it has a really punchy, tight sound, and it's got excellent headroom. So adding this extension cabinet, all I can say is it just fills the room with sound. And I would say certainly Bad Cat, they've done a really good job here. And I do need to state up front, no, I'm not being paid to say this. So let's have a listen. First of all, I'll use only a room mic, and in this case up here I've got a Sennheiser MKH50 on a boom, and I'll use that to pick up what it sounds like in a fairly reflective room. Now, I'm not going to be trying to get a fabulous, beautiful recorded tone here. I'm simply trying to illustrate the difference between using one speaker or two linked together. So here we have the amplifier on its own. The amplifier with the cabinet together. And now I'm going to mic up both cabinets together using a Shure SM57 on the combo and a Sennheiser MD412 on the extension cabinet amplifier on its own. And the amplifier and extension cabinet both together. So could you hear the difference? For me, sitting in this room, you really hear the difference. And it sounds beautiful. So number 3, points of interest. Now, if you've ever played through a Marshall stack cranked up, you know all about that punch that you get. And while it's not the same type of comparison, adding the Bad Cat extension cabinet to the combo, it really does give that feeling of just a wall of punchy, tight tone. Now, as I mentioned, as you get older, you don't want to be lifting heavy gear if you can help it. So I am toying with the idea of actually putting locking casters onto the extension cabinet, making it easier to move about. However, at the moment, instead of putting holes in the base of the cabinet, I also have a board with casters fitted, which does the job perfectly. Now, you can easily make one of these yourself, although this particular unit was purchased from a shop. Now, if you're thinking about such things yourself, do consider the overall weight involved, and it's a good idea to use quality casters with bearings. 2 of the casters should at least have locking mechanisms on them. You don't want them running off the stage. So number 4, likes and dislikes. What do I like about the Bad Cat extension cabinet? For me, I have the amplifier with the internal speaker disconnected, sitting by my mixing console while the cabinet is in the sound booth. So I have both the option of just using the combo amplifier on its own and or using both as a mini stack where I might want even more presence playing live or alongside a drum kit and other instruments. All in all, the cabinets, they look really nice together, and I love the sound. What do I dislike? Well, as mentioned earlier, when it comes to amplifiers and cabinets, one of the drawbacks is the weight. And as you get older and don't have a team of roadies doing the work for you, your poor old back will soon start to complain. Now, of course, with this kind of setup, you know, it all goes with the territory. So casters or a caster board is certainly going to be very handy. I can't really think of anything Bad Cat could do to make this any better than it is. So 5, conclusion, final thoughts. As mentioned, always make sure you pair the cabinets correctly with an amplifier. Back in the 1970s when I was starting out playing and performing, in those early days we made so many mistakes pairing and matching amplifiers with cabinets, and on 2 occasions I remember I have seen speakers pouring out smoke, so lots of damage. As we progressed, our gear grew, and we did have technical folks who would take care of all of those things, which was just as well, because some of those power amps we used were scary. So I hope that's been helpful or of interest. Again, I've been working in the studio, making it a little bit more comfortable to spend time in. And as I've mentioned, for those of us getting older, it doesn't take long before your body starts complaining. And good posture when you're playing and sitting, mixing, it's really important. So ignore that advice at your own peril. More on that to come, to do with the recording. So please do think about subscribing, hit the bell to get notifications, like and share. It really helps the channel, as I say. So do check out my channel playlists, which cover my journey back to playing and recording guitar after that 40-year break. Lots of videos to look at. So whether you're a newcomer, an ongoing player, or like me, an old hand returning to guitar playing, I always take time to engage with folks who take time to comment. So until next time, the journey continues. Do take care.